Hello there and welcome
to the new channel.
Here to help you see
the new you.
My name is Carmine Ortega.
Dennis Calamba.
This is Nato Agbayani.
My name is Juan Lu.
I'm Chino.
I'm Trisha.
This is Apple Manansada.
This is Attorney Carlo Ibanez.
This is Attorney Sheila Sandico.
This is Angie.
This is Argamin.
My name is Dante Salama.
This is Jesse Francis Rebastillo.
I'm Dania Cunha.
Mon Mendoza.
I am Mompreneur.
I'm Leo Bryan. Mike.
Nice for beer.
Sir Al Ian Barcelona.
Marvin Salazar. This is Sunny Haldons.
Heidi Lumainos.
This is Ivan Jude.
Patrick Geronimo.
Alan Perez.
My name is Erwin Ursua.
My name is Bob.
My name is Lloyd Luna and this is
Future.
The Talk.
Family Business.
The Puppet Stories.
Aftershift.
PNC Town Hall.
YOLO.
Marketplace.
The Home Buyer.
HR Hotline.
Danny Art Show.
Healthline.
Foreign Affairs.
COVID
Stories.
Awesome Day Show.
Thank you.
Money and more.
Cybernext.
Women at Work.
Win Within.
Port Project.
The Big Picture.
Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you. Sometimes life makes you blind and you choose something bad. You just wanna cry and hide and save your face from the crowd. But sometimes life makes you see the beauty in you and me. When you look up above, there is God and there is love. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new. We're here to help you see the newness of life. We're here to help you feel your hope is so real. You got the power to see. We'll help you see the new you. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, you are watching the new channel where we help you to see the new you. I'm Leo Bryan, and this is Foreign Affairs. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Foreign Affairs. I am Lee O'Brien, your host. Glad you all can be here. Well, in honor of International Women's Month, I decided that we needed to bring back another amazing, dynamic woman to the show today. So that's the reason for our guest today. But more importantly, our guest is extremely dynamic, extremely successful, because she wears a lot of hats and does it very well. She is the founder of a company called PMCM, which is an events management outfit here in the Philippines. She also is the founder of the Techtonic Summit, which is currently the largest tech expo conference here in the Philippines, in a very booming and budding industry, which makes it very important. But she also wears so many other hats, voiceover talent. She also does events scripting and writing. She's also an events host. So she's basically the complete package when it comes to putting on live events. And of course, here coming through this pandemic, one of the areas that got hit hard were the live events. And so it's going to be really interesting to speak with her about exactly that. And of course, the two hats that she does better than any. She is an amazing wife and mother. So I would like to welcome, please, to the show, Miss Mys Sandico. Mys, come on in here.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Lee. It's nice to be on your show.
Yes.
I remember I interviewed you through AFI Forum, the online show for AFI.
Yes.
And it's nice to be here. It's nice to be back in TNC. I had also my interview with Lloyd. Hi, Lloyd. And thank you very much for inviting me, and congratulations to a very, very successful show.
Well, I know in my case, I'm not a genius, but we play to our strengths. So when we have good guests on one show, they just might appear on another because we know they're that good. But yes, as you said, we met on the AFI interview series and had an amazing interview with you guys there. Really appreciated your time there. But I was also very much impressed with your resume and background and the experiences that you have. And I'm really excited to talk to you today because, like I said in the intro, this whole pandemic, I don't know. I think there was one guy in the UK that just woke up from a coma. But other than him, I think everyone was affected by the pandemic somehow, some way. And so I think, I'm really excited to talk to you about what life was like before, what happened during, and what's been going on since. I think the best part, Mys, would be to start with your background. Please inform us, those who have not gotten to know you yet or seen you on other shows or worked with you. Look, how did this all begin, and how did you evolve to the PMCM and the Techtonic Summit? But where did it all start? What got you started?
Yes, thank you, Lee. Well, just to share to everyone, I did have an events management background. I graduated from college, science degree, and Bachelor of Science in Physical Therapy. So I landed into sales, and luckily I went to Dubai to practice marketing, and I worked there as a senior marketing assistant to one of the prestigious company who is fabricating events booth. So we're doing events for World Trade Center and other clients from different parts of the world. So we're actually fabricating their booth for an event. So that's where I started to experience large events, big events, and I was overwhelmed and very inspired. So I promised myself that when I get back here in the Philippines, I would put up my events company. But before that, I got married to a lawyer. His name is Attorney Pepper Sandico. We have 2 kids. I'm a mom and a wife, happily married. And then we put up our own business, laundry shop and a water station for 5 years. But then events is what I really love. And I promised to put up my own events company. So I asked the permission of my husband if I could put up my own company for events. And I started with corporate giveaways. I started with corporate giveaways for corporate accounts. And then I also managed birthdays, weddings, debut. And then I shifted to corporate accounts after 2 years. And I'm doing product launching, conference, seminars, trainings, press conferences, expos, movie block screening, and a lot more. So I've been in the business for events management for more than 10 years now, and it's going 11 years this coming September of this year. And hopefully we can go back to live events. Slowly but surely.
That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, we're all at the will of the most recent WHO recommendations and what the government interprets from that, and then what we can do. I find it amazing that you had such the diverse background. But let's even back up further. A physical therapist. What was it like? Like I know that the Filipino, one of the part of the Filipino diaspora is that you study one thing all these years and then you go abroad and do something completely different, which is classic Filipino. But did you like, what was it about events that keyed you? Did you realize maybe you'd been studying the wrong thing? Do you still have a love for physical therapy as well?
No, I'm more on a peer pressure because most of my friends went to a college or university and took up science courses. And at the time, nursing, physical therapy, and occupational therapy are, the courses that are really trending. So it's more of a peer pressure. I would love to become a flight stewardess, but I'm barely 5 feet. I'm so small. I'm so, I should say, the typical height of a Filipina. So that was my dream, to become a flight stewardess and to be a journalist. So yeah, and I landed into sales job. My first job was a sales. And my manager told me, Mys, you have a knack in selling. And that's where I discovered I can earn more through commissions. And then I studied more on marketing and sales, self-study through online. And then when I went to Dubai, I saw and I got so excited with handling events. And that's where my dream become a reality, because that's what I wanted to do. And I'm a people person. I love talking to people. I deal with different kinds of people, from production, directing, customer service and everything, registration, all the nitty-gritty and all the details in events. I love doing that. And I've been doing events for almost 15 years. So I think I would do it for more years to come.
Right. And I also found it interesting that when you started out those first 2 years, you did the giveaways, and then you got into birthdays, then you got into debuts, then you got in. I identify with that, because when I started my acting career in the Bay Area, there wasn't just Hollywood movies coming by every day, so you couldn't jump on those. You had to do industrial film shoots. You had to do some commercials. Had to do some weird Japanese TV shows. Anything, all sorts of stuff to fill the bill. What was it about what came down from all those different kinds of events to corporate events that you liked most about it?
Okay, I like the adrenaline rush every time I set up an event. And the first thing to do is to establish rapport with your clients. So it's we are the frontliner for production. And when you go to Expo or in the World Trade Center, SMS, MOA, before those setups, there is events organizer who've been doing every detail from the program, from the visuals, from the sounds, from the lights, from directing, from the booth and everything. So I'm back. So I love the adrenaline rush every time I put up my own events. And what I love about is that sometimes it seems impossible to execute an event, but if you do your best and if you have a teamwork and it's the synergy of all the people around you and then your client will be very happy with what you did. That's an achievement for me. That's the biggest reward that I could ever have. And every event that I make sure that the client are happy and that the client are, everything is, we cannot expect a perfect event. Something can come up even live or online. So our goal is to make our clients happy and to execute the event as swift as we can. So I love it. I love it from the very start, from establishing rapport with your clients and delivering the event with them, execute the event for them and make them happy.
Got it. So when you get, let's say you get a request for an event, you hear about it. When you're, I guess I have a two-part question. When you're starting to negotiate that or hear about it, what are the key points that you want to square away with the organizer? And then once you accept, what are your first steps that you really need to take care of to make sure it's going to be a successful event?
Okay, so having an events organizing company, you have to have these qualities in you. You have to be very passionate with what you do, and you have to be very, what do you call this? You have to have all the eyes on everything, from script writing, from lights, from visuals, from sounds, from the venue, from the food, and everything. Everything, it's a synergy. So the key points that I usually ask my client, number one, what are their goals? What are their aim on doing such kind of event? And I would like us to be in sync with their goals so that we would be able to execute the event. And number two, of course, the timeline. So the expectations. How many months are we going to prepare for it? How many days are we going to prepare for it? And what are the expectations? And last but not the least is the budget, Lee. This is very important because when you present something to your client and it's really big, it's huge event, but their budget is only this much. So I always have to be transparent and ask them, what is your budget? What is your working budget for us to execute this specific event? So these are the three parameters that I always ask and take into consideration before I accept a project.
And have you found, have you gotten to the point where you have consistently reoccurring customers and clients? Do you have people that you've been now working with for multiple years?
Oh, yes. That's simply the reward, Lee. And what's more important is that your client refer you to another client. So the word of mouth is really very effective. Referrals is very powerful. If they are happy with your services and they refer you to another client, that's really something for events organizer like us. And I'm sure those people who are listening right now, that's really a reward and a milestone for an event organizer like me, is to be able to get referrals from those people you've worked with.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the proof in the pudding of your work, and you're definitely showing yourself to be that much more valuable when you start to get the referrals. If you can get other people talking about you, that's obviously the best case scenario. Well, obviously you've had enough success in event planning and in events management that you've come to create your very own event, which is the Techtonic Summit. What can you give us a little background on that, on what it is, and then also talk about what you saw, what was the need there, what told you, hey, we got to start this summit.
Okay. The story behind the Techtonic Summit, it's really my baby project because I went to Hong Kong to volunteer, Lee. As a volunteer, I have to help the project coordinator or event coordinator and assign me to wherever I would be assigned and help them for free. I was not paid. I paid for my own fare, flight and plane fare, and also my hotel, my food and everything. So I went there to volunteer and observe. So it's called RISE Conference, RISE, and it's a big event. It's a big tech event, and it's attended by clients and tech enthusiasts from different parts of the world. So I met a lot of people there and I fell in love with it. And then when I came back here in Manila, I cannot sleep. I was thinking about it and I should do something like that. So I created the Techtonic Summit. And the first one was 2017. It was in SMX MOA, and we had about almost 10,000 attendees. So we had expo for booth for startups. We invited investors so that they would be able to meet the startups and get ideas from them and, work with one another. We also had a pitching competition. We call it the pitching competition, wherein all the startups can pitch their ideas and that hopefully the investors can help them out execute their ideas. So it's more of like an expo conference and a pitching competition. And then we did it again on 2018 and then another one in 2019. But 2020, there's a pandemic, so we had to stop it. And hopefully we can do it again someday. Hopefully, yes.
What did you find? Well, let's keep talking about tech. In your humble opinion, what do you see with the tech industry here in the Philippines? Like, what did you observe having hosted an event as such?
Filipinos are very talented. They're very, very creative. When it comes to technology, we are at par and compared to other countries as well. We are very creative and innovative. We have a lot of ideas, but then we don't have enough investors, right? We need money to launch those ideas. And I was hoping that Techtonic Summit would be the venue to let the startups meet the investors and come together and work together to launch their ideas. And a lot of tech companies are based here also in the Philippines, remember? There are some companies from outside, offshore, and they want to go here and work with Filipinos because Filipinos are very hardworking, innovative, and competitive. So I believe that tech ideas from Filipinos are very, very excellent, and we can compete with other countries as well.
Right on. I totally agree with you. I think the Filipinos have tons of talent, have tons of creativity, very expressive, emotive. So they know how to take a thing. Plus, they're very resourceful. I find we all know about we always hear about that like Tito in the province who like created a car that runs on water, and then you hear about like there was a guy I remember. You know what I'm talking about? And then there's like another guy who was like downtown. I think it was even in maybe Tondo or maybe Mandaluyong, and he created like a passenger drone that he flies around. He built it in his backyard. Like absolutely the talent is there. The numbers of people are there. So I agree with you. I think there's just a need to give a lily pad for them to jump off and be able to develop those ideas. I find it interesting.
And we're enjoying those technology. We're enjoying those technology right now. Lockdown, we are always online. Everything is digital. We order via phone. We pay online. Everything is digital right now. So those technology, we are enjoying it. And if you want to hail a taxi, you can use your phone and hail a taxi, and you can go anywhere you want. So we are enjoying those technology.
Yeah, I agree. And it's ironic because the pandemic created that fast track to start using digitalization and use the internet. And so now we're finding out how some of those ideas are working out. I'm wondering, Mys, it's interesting because you went from a phase or a period where you were managing already created events that you managed on behalf of other people. What's the difference, or what did you have to change or step up to do when it became your own event?
Lee, can you repeat the question? I lost you there.
Yes, no problem. I wanted to know, before you were managing the events of other people on behalf of them, now Techtonic,
Yep.
something like Techtonic Summit, you're managing an event that you created. So it's your baby that you also manage at the same time, correct? So what did you have to change, or what did you have to step up to do different or in addition to what you were doing before?
That's very interesting, Lee, because when someone hires us to organize their event for them, there's a specific budget already for that particular event. But if you produce your own event, you have to do a lot of things to monetize everything. So you have to do some ways to raise funds in order for you to execute everything, because you have to pay for the venue, you have to pay for the booth, you have to pay for the food and all those suppliers that you're going to work with. So you have to be creative in order to raise funds for that particular event. So this is my baby event, and I really miss it. And I know that we've helped a lot of people, and I've received a lot of messages that they met investors, that they met collaborators, they met clients through that event, and I'm so happy. So if you producing your own event is really entirely different from organizing someone else's, because in producing your own event, you have to look for ways to raise funds in order to complete the project. Unlike if you're hired as an event organizer, they have a particular budget for that event already. So it's really different. It's more challenging to produce your own event rather than just getting hired by someone else's to do their events.
No, absolutely. I can imagine that it's not basics, but the stepping stones or the foundation of organizing and making the event run is one thing, but you have all the added pressure on the side and added focus time that you're not focusing on the event, to how to monetize, how to make this a success, how to make back our money, etc. You know, like you have to determine the budget and you have to stick to the budget. You're not, you know, it's very multiple hats.
Yes, you're wearing multiple hats, and sometimes in events, there are painful moments when you produce an event and you want it to be very beautiful, and you want to execute it seamless and amazing, but then you have to sacrifice financially in order to deliver it the way you wanted it to be. So those are the painful moments. As an event organizer, you want to give it the best, and sometimes you have to get your own money, especially when you're starting. So if you're listening out there, if you want to plan your own event organizer, first few years would be really painful, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it along the way if you put 100% your passion in everything that you do.
Love it. Great words of advice, and yeah, totally agree. And thank you for sharing that. I think that's going to lead us to our first break. But when we come back, of course, Mys, we're going to talk about the P word, pandemic. We'll talk about how you've pivoted throughout and how you've adjusted. But you guys are watching Foreign Affairs here on the new channel. Hello, everybody. You're watching Foreign Affairs. I'm Leo Bryan, your host. We're having a great conversation with Mys Sandico today. Really enjoying it. And if you guys are enjoying this show, let me tell you, as I always say, we're not the only ones out here. There are quite a few shows here on TNC, which we like to call one of the silver linings of the pandemic. TNC was created last April 2020 by the founders, Apple and Lloyd, and they have just grown exponentially over the months with so many shows that for so many people with so many interests and all sorts of times. So throughout the week, literally, you can tune into TNC any day and catch really quality content with really good people interviewing really good other people. And so a lot of the shows here are put on by people who know their stuff, whether it's legal, beauty tips, living abroad, business, family, etc., love lost, it doesn't matter. And some of those shows we're talking when we talk about TNC, we're talking about U-Turn, TNC, The Talk, Awesome Day, The Home Buyer, Laugh and Learn from the Puppet Stories every Monday at 5:30 p.m. Notable personalities and their big stories, and they're on the big picture, Mondays to Fridays at 7 p.m. Listen to This Generation on the show The Millennial Voice, Mondays at 8:30 p.m. Learn Together Across Borders on the show you guys are watching right now, Foreign Affairs, airs every Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Human Resources and Management on HR Hotline every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 12 noon. The Journey Continues on the show Moving on Business, Tuesdays and Fridays, 4 p.m. Well Home Brings a Well Life. The show Well Home shows every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Never Too Late for a Mental Shift is the name of the show. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7:30 p.m. USA, Wednesdays and Fridays, 10:30 a.m. Philippines. I believe the USA time is West Coast. Money and More, Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. Philippines and 5:30 a.m. US time, Pacific again. Also check out Cyber Next for all your cyber questions. Health is Wealth on the show Healthline every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Coping and Coupling, Couple Goals is the show that shows Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. Strategize and Win in Life through the show Win Within, showing every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Check out replays of Market Leader, and then Know Your Rights on the show Yola, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Madiskartang Buhay, Madiskartang Nanay, the show Negosyo at Home, Fridays at 12 noon. Tech U can be reached anytime. We can be watched anytime on streaming. And Magbenta Bumili at Tumulong, TNC Marketplace, Fridays and Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. There's also Danny Art Show, After Shift, Women at Work, COVID Stories, The Family Business, Usapang Beauty, The Fourth Project, and then also catch the TNC Originals, One Day, TNC Arena, TNC PressCon, and TNC Town Hall, which are Saturdays at 7 p.m., and that's co-hosted by the two TNC founders I mentioned before, Sir Lloyd and Miss Apple. Town Hall is where we talk to you, our valued audience. More upcoming shows. Follow hashtag TNC Now on Facebook and YouTube, and allow your passion to inspire you, and let us hashtag see the new you. So those are the shows here on TNC. I would like to welcome my distinguished guest back, Miss Mys Sandico. Mys, come on back. Over here. There you are.
Wow, congratulations, TNC. That's a lot of shows.
Yeah. It's really impressive. I personally have been together with TNC since about September, early October, and I had been interviewed by them before that. And it's crazy to see, like, every month, there's this whole new little gang of shows showing up and broadcasting. It's really a testament to Lloyd and Apple, and the creators that are on this channel. So hats off to the new channel. Absolutely.
Hats off. Congratulations, guys. Yes.
Hats off. Mys, the P word. There was this thing happened starting last year. We're actually coming up on the year, right? March 15th will be the pandemic start lockdown anniversary for us here in the Philippines. Like
That's right.
Like
Mm-hmm.
everyone just got the emergency brake pulled on their car while they were driving. Everyone stopped, came to a halt and had to start over. And like I said in the intro, live events were especially hit hard. Um, let's talk. What did what did PMCM do to adjust? What did Techtonic Summit do to adjust? And let's talk about that.
Okay, for Tectonic, it was pre-pandemic, so everything was okay. For live events, the previous Tectonic for 2019, we had about 10 or 12,000 attendees for 2 days. And pandemic is really different because we had to pivot online. So March 16, I believe, I asked my staff not to go to work anymore because we were all scared of the virus, and we don't want to I don't want them to be at risk traveling from their home to the office, so I had to stop the operation in the office. And well, it's a roller coaster ride, Lee, because events is was badly hit by the lockdown and the pandemic. So I suffered a bit of a depression for a week or so. I was really crying, and emotionally, I I had that was the first time I felt so helpless. And we had events until November of 2020, but we had to cancel everything. So financially, I lost a lot of projects. I lost a lot of cash for that year. And I did not know what to do. And for a week, I was really crying and thinking, what would the future be for my events company? And we were supposed to celebrate our 10th year anniversary on September 2020, but we just celebrated via Zoom. So I've heard a lot of events companies closed down already. But then after a week, it was, I remember I was in the shower. I was really crying, crying, and I didn't know what to do. And then finally, I told myself, I had, I have to be strong. I have to face my staff. I have to be strong for them. And so I called for Zoom meetings, and then we started working again, working from home, and we organize webinars, series of webinars in our own Facebook page, PMCM Events Management Facebook page. We started planning the next month, April, for a webinar, and we started June, July, and we marketed our webinars, and we're so very happy because we reached 30,000 engagement and reach for that particular 3 webinars that we did. And I'm so happy that we started early and we practiced doing online events, because we for that series of webinar, it was a showcase. So we started approaching companies, we started accepting referrals, and we're doing slowly online events. For 2020, especially the last quarter of 2020, October, November, December, Burr months, we call it, Burr months was supposedly the busiest of all year for an events organizer like us. But because we lost a lot of projects, we were not able to do a lot of events for the last quarter of the year. But Lee, I think this is the new normal. Events companies has to adopt, and for those who were not able to adopt, I think they're doing freelancing jobs right now. They're doing editing, production, and so a lot of things. There were a lot of talented freelancers that we're working with right now, doing online events and pivoting to online events. We've learned it the hard way. We had to do editing and production. We couldn't sleep because we have to edit at night, and production team works at night. So it's a bit of adjustment, but we're slowly getting there. And a lot of companies are open for online events nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's an industry that I'm very glad you're here because that's the one industry, that you can look across the board was heavily affected. And you bring up a great point, the switch to online, but also, the creation of this sea of freelancers who are really qualified, really capable, and hungry, and they need work. And I think it's a great moment that you seized on. We in fact have a PMCM video that explains exactly how you pivoted. Am I correct?
Yes, Lee.
Why don't we watch that?
These are the previous online events that we did, and more to come for this year.
Great. Well, let's roll the video.
Do you need help with your online events? We are here for you. We have organized series of webinars with over 6,000 views and 30,000 reach. We have worked with organizations and companies and helped them pivot to virtual events. Also launched the Mother of All Billboards in EDSA with TOOH. And we can design marketing collaterals for your social media postings. We believe in collaborations and partnerships. We are looking forward to serving you. We are here for you. PMCM Events Management, your #1 event management and marketing partner.
Yay! Thank you so much, Lee.
Well done, Mys. Yeah,
that was my voice there.
I'm gonna be honest. Like the visuals are amazing, but who's doing the voiceover?
That was me. Because you don't want to spend money.
There it is.
Ako yun.
Well that's the pandemic pivot right there. That's it. That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm interested to ask you. Regarding the pandemic, so before your focus was putting on an actual physical live event. Now you've pivoted to the webinars and utilizing your own platforms. And there's also, I saw in the video about the billboards, about creating the marketing materials, etc. They're two different environments, two different worlds, right? We used to have the physical direct contact. Now we've got this isolated online content. What are some similarities between what you had to do back then and now? What stayed the same?
Well, I'd say, Lee, to be very honest, that online events is much more challenging than live events. We work full-time, late at night. Sometimes we do not sleep for editing, because it's very visual. What you see online, everything has to be edited, everything has to be prepared before the live show. It's pretty much challenging in terms of the production. But I also miss live events because I love doing the ingress, setting up the stage, managing the lights and the sounds together with my team. And it's a synergy of a pool of talents, from the visuals, from the sounds, from the light, and the production team. I do miss live events, but I think the main difference right now is compared to webinars or online, you can do it, you can work from home. As compared to live events, you have to be there physically, managing everything from setup from ingress to egress. But I can do it at home. I can manage my team. I can work with lots of freelancers. I agree with you. There are a lot of talented freelancers out there that we're working with, and we're giving extra income during the lockdown. So online, do not be deceived. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's pretty much harder than the physical setup or the physical event because of the editing and the production. So I think that's the main difference. Yeah.
That's great. Well, yeah, and I'm glad you're eliminating all of the fluff and all of the rose-colored glasses around here, and telling it like it is, that it's a lot harder. And you know what else is harder that we come back to a lot on this show is there's the immediate challenge of doing the job at hand, be it in your case events, in my case it's production of food and selling food, but there's also that cloud that hangs over all of us of the uncertainty of what the pandemic's going to do tomorrow, what kind of lockdown's going to come down the road, whether there's vaccine or not. Like the uncertainty puts us all in a waterbed, and we're just kind of shifting back and forth, not with the feet planted on the ground. So whatever we're doing, we're truly doing in the pool swimming at the same time. So it's amazing how you've pivoted, and congratulations for that, Mys, because I know you've been successful at that, and it shows that you were called for the job and you answered the bell. That's great. Hey, we're gonna break to another break, but we're gonna talk about the F word next, family. All right. Thank you for being here, Mys. Please keep watching, everybody. TNC, the new channel. This is Foreign Affairs. Hello, everybody. You're watching Foreign Affairs on the new channel. I'm Leo Bryan, your host. We're having a great interview with Miss Mys Sandico. Mys, please come back on the show. We keep taking you on and off stage, planting you back on stage. So you know.
I would like to add something. I would like to add something earlier, Lee.
Please do, go for it.
We are so dependent right now with Wi-Fi for online events. Unlike the physical event, you don't need much Wi-Fi. So I think it also helps for all event organizer to really invest on good Wi-Fi. And I do hope that our telco will also improve their services in terms of Wi-Fi connectivity. So online events is pretty much dependent on Wi-Fi connectivity. So I hope our provider will improve their services. I just want to say it out there. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, the correct thing is you put it in prayer form, right? Pray that they will fix it. That's the nice way to do it, right? That's how you request.
Exactly.
No,
Every
absolutely.
time we have online event, we always pray that the Wi-Fi will be stable. Yeah.
The Wi-Fi will work. Yes, love it, love it. Yeah, it's a necessity, and I think another nice lesson of the pandemic and all this Zoom life and all this online life is, I've been in numerous meetings where that one person or various people will freeze or they'll cut out, and I think we've all learned some nice Zen patience in the moment. Just breathe and just wait. They'll come back. They'll come back. Don't worry. They're not gonna leave.
And that's
So
why, Lee, we also recommend to our clients we do pre-recorded and live at the same time. But I do had organized an awarding ceremony, and it was all pre-recorded. But of course, when you show it also online, you still need Wi-Fi connectivity, right? Good Wi-Fi. But
right.
nowadays, there are also some companies who would like to combine it live and pre-recorded. So they set up their studio, they set up their stage, and then we just combined canned videos and then live, and we put it together in one show. So that's
Got it.
possible for online events nowadays.
That's great. That's very dynamic. That's very newsroomish, if you will. They very much follow that same method, and that's great. It's amazing, right? Like you're empowered now to be able to do that from your home for your clients. It's just amazing to see how far the technology has come. I mentioned the word home. At your home, you are the
I am home.
loving wife. You are home. You made it home. You're the loving wife of an amazing husband. You are a mother to children. What I got to ask. You wear so many hats, and please tell us, what was it like before when you were busy? Because the events industry is not 9 to 5. It's not structured. It's not anything like that. How do you do it, Mys? Like, what do you do? How can you attain all that and still be a great wife and mother at home? What are your secrets for making all that work?
Well, they say that moms are Wonder Women, especially for entrepreneur like
Facts.
me. Yeah. So hats off to
Yes.
all the moms out there who is not just homemaker, but also mompreneurs as well. It's pretty much difficult to combine the two. And I look up to those moms who are working at the same time. Corporate life is really challenging also. So during live events, I usually go to my office. I meet with my team. We have an office here in Capitolio, Pasig. So my daily routine is to wake up early in the morning and go to the office or go to meetings and meet my clients face to face. But the difference right now is since we're work from home, it's more challengingly because you can meet your clients anytime, even weekends online. There's Zoom, there's Google Meet, MS Teams, and Skype or whatsoever, FaceTime. So there's no way saying no to a client. You're always ready for them. That's why I came up with a tagline during the lockdown: "We are here for you anytime, any day, any moment. We are here to serve you," because we cannot say no to Zoom meeting anymore. There's no reason why you would say no to a Zoom meeting with a client unless you don't have a
Right.
Wi-Fi, of course. Yeah. So it's pretty much busy because I am at home. I am also now hands-on with my daughter's online classes and my son's online classes as well. So I for me it's a milestone for me as a mom to be able to see them doing their homework and see them doing their online classes. At the moment, I'm sitting beside my daughter and I'm I'm monitoring her if she's online and if she's attentive to the classes. And since we're working at home, me and my husband is also working from home, so we help one another. Since he's a lawyer, we offer notarization services in the village. So I'm helping him to promote his notarization services. So we're helping one another. And sorry about that. So it's more
No
challenging
problem.
me because I have to be hands-on with the kids. I could see what's going on right now, unlike going out on a daily basis and come home at nighttime. So it's challenging and more fulfilling at the moment.
Yeah, yeah, and I find I see too that for people, there's something to be said for. You mentioned you have the office in Pasig. There's something to be said for when you're able to uh, leave your place, your homestead, and go to an office or place of work and separate yourself and leave the environment and enter your work environment. And then it's a different thing when, anyone who has a home-based business already would be doing that, but usually the rest of the family is going out and attending to their things. And now everyone's environment is within the house, online. So it's kind of this, melting pot, if you will. It's this kind of synagogue of life, happening in your house that,
Yes.
you weren't totally used to. And so that takes some adapting to, definitely. Definitely.
I'm not used to staying in the house this much because of corporate and the business life. So
Yeah.
I'm off every day for meetings, for events, and sometimes I do not sleep at home if I have events because of the ingress. We ingress 12 midnight and we do not sleep
Right.
and go on with the events. But at the moment, I'm enjoying. I'm getting used to it, Lee, to be very honest. I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to working at home. And I think it's more fulfilling that I am pretty much hands-on with the online classes of my kids.
Right on.
I'm
That's
enjoying
great.
it.
Well, all credit to you, Mys, for being able to manage, so many different big projects, and then also to stay, to maintain the mother and wife roles at home and still be able to do those at such a high level. It's truly admirable. Let's finish strong. What kind of wisdom? What have you learned over the last pandemic, through your events, etc.? Wisdom, inspiration. It's 2021. Now we're into a new year. What can you say to everybody?
We had a webinar yesterday, and the speaker says, Miss Tony Miranda, I have to quote you for this. There's no take two. There's no take two in everything. And when the pandemic struck, I had to pick myself up and had to be strong for my team and have to be there for my client and stay relevant for them and innovate my company and our services. So there's no take two in life. Whenever you do something, you have to do it your best. And they would always tell me when I'm in events, Mys, where are you getting your energy from? You did not sleep. Where are you getting those energy? So I'm always telling them, this is what I love to do. And I'm so passionate about events. I cannot think of anything else to do except, you know, for several more years. Pandemic really taught me a lot of lessons. It's all about speed. It's all about being ready for your clients. It's all about going extra mile in everything that you do. Sometimes they will tell me, Mys, this is not part of the contract, but can you help me with this so that the event will be wonderful in terms of execution? And sometimes I would volunteer and tell them, yeah, we can do something about it because we care for the event and we are here for you. And that's the most important thing the client would love to hear from an event organizer like me. So there's no take two. Miss Tony, thank you for reminding us yesterday from the webinar. There's no take two. Whenever we do an event, we should give our 100%, more than 100%, in order for us to execute the event the way the client wants it to be. Thank you so much, Lee.
Hey, great. It was my pleasure, Mys. Great advice for people. And that's a great way to put it. There is no take two. I love it. And thank you for being here today, Mys. Really appreciate your time. I know, this doesn't come easy, and I appreciate you carving out an hour for us here on Foreign Affairs. You know what? I'm going to give you another minute, though, another 2 minutes. Hype yourself up. Tell the world all about you. How can they reach you? What are all the platforms? Talk the Mys talk. Go for it.
First of all, thank you, Lee, for allowing me to guest on your wonderful show. I remember I was the one who interviewed you for AFI, and we communicated through FB. And here you are, you have your own show. Congratulations. And to all TNC team, congratulations. Yeah, you can find me in Facebook, Mys Sandico, and we also have our own Facebook page, our Facebook page, PMCM Events Management, and we normally post our upcoming events. So if you need help with your online events, pre-production and post-production, we are here for you. If you need also marketing and designing marketing collaterals, we can also help you out. And as you've heard earlier, I'm also doing voiceover and event hosting. So if you need help as well, please let us know. This is my number. I think that it's being flashed on the screen, 0917-834-4978. And do visit us on Facebook. I'd like to invite everyone on March 27. He was your guest last week, Lee, Coach Jonathan Petelver, and we're doing a collaboration for a digital entrepreneurship masterclass. That's on March 27, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. That's for 2 hours of masterclass on digital entrepreneurship in the new digital economy with Coach Jonathan Petelver. So if you want to know more about it, that's the number to call. Thank you very much, Lee.
Thank you, Mys. Really appreciate your time. And yeah, everybody go check out PMCM-events.com, correct?
Yes, and our Facebook page is PMCM Events Management.
Events Management. And the number is on the screen now. So give Mys and her team a call, hook it up for any of the events, and you can hear that voice, huh? How'd you like that talking over the top of your video? That's some good voiceover voice right there. You can sing too?
If they want to.
That's exactly. If the price is right. We'll cut an album. Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, the price is right. Cut an album. I don't know. Appreciate it, Mys. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. And we will be in touch. And thank you again. Wishing you a most blessed year.
God bless you.
God bless. Well, great sit down today, just full of great information, but also just great experience. Really impressed with Mys and her background, her experience. And as she mentioned, we had the great chance to meet during a previous interview with a different group, AFI, and just was so impressed with, her resume and her style. And she runs with people like our guest from last week, Jonathan. Those are the type of people that are rubbing shoulders together, and you can see why they're so successful, because they, have their game together and they know what their industry and their skills are all about, and just fulfilling that. And then, of course, as all of us are doing, pivoting during the pandemic. So really grateful to have Mys on the show. That's going to do it for this week's episode of Foreign Affairs. I appreciate all of you watching around the world. Thank you very much. And also can't leave without a little shameless promotion, but hey, it's really good food. Poke Lee Foods come check us out. You can check out our website, pokeleyfoods.com, or you can check us out on Facebook or Instagram at Pokeley Food Products. And if you get the food or you don't have the food and you want to learn how to cook or make something amazing, come check us out on YouTube or Facebook, Pokeley Cooking. We also show tons of amazing recipes that I have no idea how to cook. I only know how to eat. They're all Miss Pokelong's recipes that she knows how to make unbelievably well. So come on over and check those out. And then, of course, you can reach me personally at Leo O'Brien on both Instagram and Facebook. And appreciate all of you guys watching, tuning into Foreign Affairs. It's been a pleasure this week, you guys. Keep coming back, and thank you for your time. This is Foreign Affairs on the new channel.